everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed Fulham 2, Leeds United 1. The gap closes up a little bit. Leeds and West Brom both dropping points today, but both still way out in front as we end the first half of this season. The Leeds poor form in London continues. I think December 2017, the last league win in London for Leeds at QPR. And yes, I'm going to get it, aren't I? The Benjamin Bloom curse continues for Leeds. So here is what happened. Fulham lining up. It is a 4-3-3 still from them, but slightly different personnel than the last time I saw them. Rodak in goal, Christie at right back, Mawson, Ream, Bryan is the left full back. Harrison Reed, that is, sitting in front of the back four. Tom Cairney and Josh Onoma are the other central midfielders. Cavaliero off to the right, Bobby Reed off to the left, Mitrovic off the front down the middle. So it looks on paper like a 4-3-3, but as we start the game, we're going to realise that Onoma is going to tuck in next to Reed. Cairney is going to try and get around Calvin Phillips as much as he can and try and stick up that Leeds central midfield. They're going to have a lot more running power as well. Scott Parker gets this right. Onoma and Reed, if you compare to people like Johansson, Arter, even Knockaert, you're going to get a bit more of the work rate, a bit more of the tracking that you need when you play against Leeds. Speaking of Leeds, they line up Casilla in goal, Ayling, White, Cooper's back, Dallas starts the game at left back, Calvin Phillips in front of the back four, Costa, Hernandez, Klitsch and Harrison across the midfield. Bamford is the forward. Sounds like a very, very familiar team as we set up this big day with West Brom and Leeds, the chance to really, one of them playing Brentford, one of them playing Fulham, really try and wipe out this competition so early in the season and open up a huge, huge gap up the top there. Sheffield Wednesday and Bristol City play tomorrow. Cardiff and Preston already drew, so the chance was there for the Baggies and for Leeds. And a really, really key moment happens 30 seconds into this game, and the ball goes forward from Fulham. Leeds play out from the sort of right fullback position, slid into Pablo Hernandez, receives the ball, turns into space and does his hamstring after literally 30 seconds. He pulls up, he still plays the ball, the attack continues actually, and Costa gets a shot off at the end, but Pablo Hernandez is 35. I think he knows his body by now. He literally gestures straight to the bench, says no, I'm done, and Leeds lose their best player after 30 seconds. There's a key to a lot of these defeats that Leeds have, and a bit of bad luck is normally present in these games, and to lose your best midfielder, nobody near him on the pitch, and he pulls up after 30 seconds. Alioski comes in, someone banging on my window, yeah, big thumb up there, for Hernandez, and everything now switches round. Alioski goes left back, Dallas is going to go and play central midfield. Now, stroke of luck number 2 for Fulham is going to happen after 5 minutes. Cavaliero out to Onoma down the left-hand side of the box. He holds it up, chips it to the back post. It's a good cross. Mitrovic has kind of pulled back. Now, I've only seen this in real time, but what I saw was Mitrovic head it back across, and not a lot really between Ben White and Bobby Reed. They kind of come together. I didn't really see a pull. I didn't really see a push. Reed kind of bumps off and falls over, and the referee gives a penalty. I haven't seen a replay. Let me know in the comments. It looked very, very soft from my seat, near halfway, looking over like that. But there you go, 5 minutes in, and Leeds have lost their best player, and now we have a penalty, and we have the league's top scorer in the Fulham team. Up steps Mitrovic. I think it's in off the post. He hits it right-footed, and I believe that is 16 for the season for Mitrovic. And this was a theme when I last saw Leeds lose. The last time I saw Leeds, in fact, I know everyone wants me to keep away. An unlucky penalty at Millwall, indeed a red card there for Berardi, and an early lead. Exactly the same here. Fulham 1-0 up, 7 minutes in. Reed in off the left on 9 minutes. He goes inside out and curls that one from 20 yards. That's going goalwards. Blocked out. Really interesting looking Fulham kind of setup here. The intensity's good. Mitro has started well, not just the goal, but they're very much playing directly into Mitrovic. He's going to go up against White and try and chest it down. The Fulham fans a bit, well, not so au fait with the playing out from the back at the start of the season. They're not going to do it today. They're going to play how teams were playing against them earlier in the season. They're going to hit the front man and try and play off big Mitrovic, and he looks at it today, and they get in a very good press, one from deep in midfield from Anoma, and especially Bobby Reed down that left hand side. Good intensity from Fulham, which it was a much slower pace earlier in the season as Scott Parker was trying to work in that style. Klitsch in on Bobby Reed. Get confused between my reads today. Yellow card for him, first of the game here. The Fulham press is actually looking superior to the Leeds press as we go into the 20-minute mark. I would say Fulham on top. I bet if you look at the possession, Leeds probably had the ball, but Fulham managing to squeeze up, get the territory from that good press, especially wide, as the ball shifted out by the Leeds centre-halves to Ayling, Dallas, except for Alioski, obviously, after he came on. And Fulham on top, I would say. But here come Leeds now, minute number 22. And the first time they get really good possession, they build up down the right initially and it gets switched over to the left-hand side. We're about 22 minutes. It's Harrison. He slides it through to Dallas, who's now playing in central midfield. His shot is well saved by Rodak initially. But here they come again. They recycle everything, and in a similar position, it's Dallas this time. Sorry, excuse me, it's Klitsch the second time, and his shot hits the post. Unlucky Leeds there. Literally the first time they managed to build up some play there. Fulham break out after that little period of Leeds attacking, and Cooper takes a yellow. He has to pull down Mitrovic, who did have a really good first sort of 30 minutes in this game. Reed goes through Alioski, a yellow card for Harrison Reed there. Game looks like it's now going to start to turn, and we get the pattern that we literally get in, I'm not even going to say 99% of Leeds games, 100% of Leeds games. They always dominate possession. They always have the ball. That starts to happen around the half-hour mark. A bit of fun and games in the technical box here. Quick Leeds counter, goes out of play. Kearney wants to try and stop the quick throw in. Ayling shoves him over. All the benches get up, wastes a little bit of time. No action taken. If the ref didn't call the penalty that well, he definitely called that one very well. Straight one into Bamford on 35. Lovely touch by Bamford off to Dallas, who fires wide from 25 yards on the half volley. Quick break here. Ayling, Klitsch, Bamford brings it down. Half volley blocked out here. Fulham defence doing well. Phillips' free kick in is nodded over just on half time. Bit more handbags again. It's Brian and Costa this time. Brian's got his arms over him. He pulls him down and Costa shoves him over. Some lovely pantomime stuff here. At Christmas, it's half time. It is 1-0 to Fulham. The story of that half, Hernandez out after 30 seconds. Such a brilliant player for Leeds. I'm not going to comment on the penalty until I see a replay fully. Let me know in the comments. Looks soft on first viewing there. Fulham, good first 20. Leeds then hit the post on 22 and really start to take the second half, and from sort of the 30-minute mark, really, they are on top. And Fulham, it's an interesting style from them. They're going to sit Anoma in a little bit further back next to Harrison Reed. They are going to put Kearney a bit further forward in Calvin Phillips' zone. And in the main, they're going to hit Mitrovic quite a lot. Every time Leeds press, no risks taken, up it goes to the big guy. And well done, Scott Parker, it is working thus far. Mad substitution from Bielsa at half-time. Trying to figure out how this one's going to work out. It was Nketiah on for Helder Costa, who, if you remember, just got booked before half-time. So Dallas is now back at left-back, having started there, gone central midfield. He comes back. The back four and Phillips the same. And Alioski now is going to move over to the right wing. So very interchangeable with Dallas, Alioski, those type of players. I wonder whether could have been Alioski left back and Dallas right wing. There we go. Who am I to question? Marcelo Bielsa. Klitsch is accompanied in central midfield by Patrick Bamford, so massively open in the central midfield. We've seen sort of Tyler Roberts play in this position for Leeds, but Bamford very much not a midfield player, but can hold the ball, and clever player can link up. And Nketiah goes up front. So it's still a 4-1-4-1, but so open in that central midfield. It looks like the instruction is for Bamford to get up and support Nketiah. And Klitsch is just going to push forward anyway, leaving just a huge hole with Phillips at the back there. But we know Bielsa attack is the best form of defence. Clever free kick here for Fulham. I think I've seen this one in Germany, where you feign to take it, run over the ball, Cavaliero comes back, swings it, and I guess everyone knew that he wasn't going to take it with his left foot. And the offside trap works, and Mitrovic puts it in the net, but he's offside. No second goal for Mitrovic, but there is going to be a second goal in the game, and it's going to go to Leeds on 54 minutes. Alioski slides it, and Nketiah is running off the shoulder. He's right hand side of the penalty box. It must be touch and go, but the linesman says he is onside. He gets it out of his feet, he slashes it across the box. First time Rodak gets a hand on it, but Bamford is up, is supporting, puts it in to the empty net. I believe that is double figures for Bamford for the season, who actually played well today. If he replicates that in the second half, that'll be 20 for the season. Bielsa loves him. Although I wonder if he's given Bielsa a little bit of an inkling of a thought there, dropping into that kind of midfield position in the second half. Anyway, a goal for Bamford, a goal for Leeds. 1-1. Now you expect the wave upon wave of Leeds attacks to come. 59, and Nketiah keeps it in really well. Harrison crosses in, headed over by Alioski. Fulham straight up the other end though. Cavaliero in off the left. Good dribble here onto that right foot. Smacks it goalwards. Good save by Casilla. Actually, great save by Casilla. Flying to his right hand side. Pushes that one away. That is going into the net. We've seen Cavaliero score many long ranges in his career in the Championship. Fulham getting back into the game now after the Leeds goal. They're pushing forward. They force a corner and they're going to retake the lead here on 69. Corner swung in, half cleared here. Mitrovic, as it falls down, is always backing in, always strong. He's going to try the overhead kick here. That one gets missed. It goes loose. Here comes Anoma following it in, and he absolutely larrups this one in with his right foot, sort of penalty spot area. He smashes it in to the top corner. 2-1 Fulham. Leeds have got it all to do all over again. 71, here comes Jordan Stevens. Leeds fans, let me know who he is. I've never seen him play before. He's going to come in for Ayling. So Dallas now has played left back, central midfield, left back, and now right back. Alioski goes left back. Stevens is going to play down the right hand side. 72, Mitro down heavily in the box. Nothing doing, maybe looking for a second penalty there. 76, Reed, Bobby Reed, bustling through. Here he goes, he's moving all the way forward. Can't quite get past the last man, but nearly kind of batters his way through there. 79, Alioski late on Cavaliero, yellow card for Alioski. The chances are not coming here. Fulham holding firm. They're sitting in. They're doing all they need to keep Leeds out. No big chances coming. 89, Johansson comes in for Harrison Reed. You'd think Reed a better defensive player to stay on, but maybe just fresh legs from Scott Parker. Up goes 5 minutes, and here is a chance for Leeds on 91. Alioski into Harrison down the left, cuts this one back. Klitsch arriving, doesn't really get hold of it, doesn't smash it goalwards, but he's arriving middle of the goal, hits it first time. We've seen him in this position a lot over the last 2 seasons. Hits the shot and it is headed away. That definitely was goal. Baron Sessegnon comes in for Bobby Reed. We're going to have a sort of, not 3 at the back, we're going to have a back 5 for the remainder of stoppage time. Phillips puts a corner in to the back post, deliberately not into the box. Alioski chests it, he's closed down, and the half volley is over. But there is still time for one more opportunity, and how the hell did this not go in? 94th minute now, another Phillips corner from that left hand side. He's going to put it to the back post with his right foot. Forgive me, post in the way. It's headed back across, and there's a Fulham player facing his own goal on the line, manages to head it up and over with Nketiah, I believe, breathing down his neck. Whoever that was, great clearance in the last minute of stoppage time. And that, oh sorry, that's not all she wrote. Knockout in for Cavaliero to waste a few more seconds. And Fulham get the victory. Goodness me. A story of probably an unlucky first 10 minutes from Leeds. Fulham sitting in, changing their tactics a little bit from what we're used to. Full respect from Parker to Leeds for doing that, but it works. And the most disrespectful thing you can do to anybody is beat them. So let's talk about Fulham. Different process than we saw at the start of the season. Very much Ream to Mawson to Arter to Kearney to Johansson. Not that style today. A lot more legs in the team. Onoma, I assume Fulham fans don't really think that he's technically as good as some of these other midfielders, particularly Arter and, God, who was going to say, Johansson, who weren't in the team today. But there's extra legs, there's extra defensive quality, and maybe that's what Fulham need. There's plenty of good attacking players there, and the elite striker of this division. So maybe that's the right thing to do. Certainly works today. Cavaliero's still in there, Mitrovic's still in there, and Reed providing a good press. And not too much playing out from the back. Mitro was at it today. Very good battle between him and Ben White, 2 really good players. And in the main, in the first half hour, Mitro getting the better of White, bringing the ball down, bringing others into play. That was the tactic for Fulham today. And it worked. They've got good players, Fulham, haven't they? They should be able to adjust and play different styles, and maybe that was the issue at the start of the season. A bit kind of a one-trick pony, trying to play through the whole time. Yes, if it works like it did in that game against Millwall with the 84% possession, then away you go, happy days, 4-0, loads of goals. But teams get wise to this, and unless you do it at the speed of, say, someone like Leeds, it's kind of... you can block this out and set up to stop it. So I think for the Fulham fans who were anti-Scott Parker going into today, a tick in the box probably for Parker. He gets this one right today. For Leeds, well, they've been absolutely outstanding, haven't they? The 7 wins on the trot. The throwaway 3-0 against Cardiff last week. It should have been 8 wins on the trot. But I don't know what it is. Look, I'm an unimportant YouTuber. It's nothing to do with the curse of me. But just in London, it's just never seems to work for them. I tend to try and watch Leeds every time they come to London. I've been 3 times this year, and they've lost all 3 games. At Millwall, mitigating factor there, dodgy early penalty and red card. Maybe you could say the same today. At Charlton, they just weren't at it, and Lee Bowyer's team pressed them out of it. And today, again, look, losing Hernandez is a big factor, and we'll see if that's a hamstring tear or a hamstring strain. We're not. If it's a tear, we're not going to see Pablo again for 3 or 4 weeks, are we? So that will be a bit of a blow to Leeds. And we said this last year: is there's still too much on Hernandez. Costa has played himself into the team. Harrison has been better. Klitsch and Phillips obviously as good as ever, but still that hole there when he went off today. Dallas is having a great season. He's Mr. Versatile, left back, right back, central midfield, right midfield, left midfield, wherever you want him. But it did look a bit different, and the way that Fulham set up to stop Leeds today with a slightly deeper 2 and a bit more of an intense press out wide with Cavaliero and Reed finding Mitrovic early, they couldn't really play around or through until, like I said, hit the post on 22, but really started to get going around the half-hour mark. But it's a kind of textbook Leeds away defeat under Bielsa. The little bit of bad luck with the penalty and with Hernandez going off. The other team sitting back and Leeds not being able to play through. As always, when Leeds don't win, it's when they can't get up to speed and get those 10-15 minutes of what I call turbo Bielsa football going. They just couldn't do it today, and I suppose that's credit to Fulham. People will always talk about burnout with Bielsa, but they have had a week off, haven't they, going into this one today? So hey, Fulham probably worthy winners on the balance of the play, but that doesn't take into account Leeds' best player and what I'm assuming, let me know in the comments, was a bit of a dodgy penalty. Big picture though, Leeds have had a great first half of the season. That's 47 points from 23 games. So 2 points per game is still outstanding. If they replicate that in the second half of the season, they will be promoted automatically. It's just allowed a glimmer today. West Brom dropping points. Leeds dropping points and losing indeed. So it's a 9-point gap from Fulham to Leeds. And I guess, would it be at 50? God, it's still a 12-point gap up to West Brom. But hey, we're looking at the automatic race here. Wednesday and Bristol City go tomorrow, don't they? The interesting thing in the second half of the season, the narrative's going to be, are Leeds and West Brom going to let people in? Things like hamstring tear, if it is to Pablo Hernandez. And look, I'm being a physio from the stand here. Just he held the back of his hamstring. That's my assumption. I could be wrong about all of that. Let me know in the comments from a Fulham perspective. Can they make a chase for automatic, or is it already too late? And has Scott Parker given some evidence that they're not a one-trick pony here, and they can settle into more a 4-2-3-1 and play with that sort of counter-attack style and using Mitrovic in a different way in terms of building up their play? If you're a Leeds fan, what the hell is wrong with Leeds when they come and play to London? In London rather, why do they always lose? I suppose last week was a blip. It's a double blip now. That's 1 point from 2 games. Although with Bielsa, it's all about the process and keeping those high metrics, that the domination of games. Wasn't enough last season when the injuries came. So Leeds fans, let me know. Blip now, 2 games. Do they need more central midfield cover? I suppose Shackleton and Forshaw are still out, aren't they? And how do you see the second half progressing? Can they do 2 points per game over the second half, which will obviously get them promoted? Thank you very much for watching. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Hit subscribe, ring the bell. Please don't give me I'm the curse of Leeds in the comments. I'm an unimportant YouTuber, but I want to know what the hell the London curse is. I can believe in that more than I can believe in the Benjamin Bloom curse. It was Fulham 2, Leeds 1. Over and out.